So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you like this video and that you find it helpful somehow. And I wanted to talk to you about how to properly think about water. So grab your coffee and your notebook because you might need it. And I'm sorry that these might not be so legible, but maybe you will figure it out, by listening to me. And get your notebook, like I said, is very, very, very important because you might fight over water. And so you need to understand that both the male and the female will take a look at water differently. And this is why you need to understand the whole process so that you avoid the fighting and you can focus on solutions. Now, if you wanted to share a coffee with me while you're at it, links for that down below. And anyway, so the first thing that you really, really, really want is a budget for water. Now you're thinking, what do you mean? I don't need a budget. Yes, you do. Seriously, even before, when there was, the time of ladies and gentlemen and all of these things, when it was the 17th century, 18th century, and all of these things, any resource that you have, will be managed by budget. Now, the budgets can be, done on a daily basis, weekly basis, and a lot of things. And so you need to understand that water is if you have to do 5 budgets, you really want to pick water as one of them. Because the person that controls the water will have basically control over everything on you. Not even just food, but water. And it's one of those things that you really need to take control of, and you need both the male and the female to take a look at this. Because if you're the male and you're doing this alone, you will have a lot, and I do mean because handling water will have over 40 things happening at once. And if you are a guy, you will be able to focus on 1 or 2. And you will be doing severe miscalculations and severe problems you will have with the people that are using the water and everything, because you need the female. Whenever you're doing a budget, seriously, the female is the one that has to tell you the reality of the situation. You as a man cannot get the reality of the situation. You can't, because your brain won't get it. It's not your fault. It's not that you don't want to do it or can't do it. It's just that you don't handle 40 things at once. When you're handling, for example, the water for the house at this point, or the food for the house, you're not considering the kids, emergencies, family, supplies for this and that, and harmony, and not working, and timing, and a lot of things, because you are not the one who is handling that. The one who is handling that, and the one that knows every single detail and cannot stop managing all the single details, is a woman. And so you need to sit down with her and actually take a look at this with her into consideration. And so she is the one that's going to tell you, hey, you're forgetting doing laundry. Are we not doing laundry for a whole week or what? No, did you forget, I need to wash my hair? Did you forget I have my period? Did you forget, the kids have diarrhea? Did you forget this? Did you forget that? So all of these things, this is why you need to sit down both at the same time. And that's why you need a budget. I have a series about budgets. I don't know if it's going to be uploaded when I upload this video, but I already have it. I'm working on it. Slowly, but I'm working on it. So the budgets, like I mentioned before, are going to be not just in terms of money, because budgets are not necessarily about money. Budgets are meant to channel the energy of money so that you can get an objective done. And so the women will get a look at budgets in the sense of unity and in the sense of being cohesive. Men, on the other hand, will not take a look at that. They will go like, we need money for this, fix it, period, that's it, we're done. No, because men need stability, or men are stability. And therefore, when you're looking at water, you will be looking at the stability. So we only need water for drinking. The woman will go, oh, no, 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 we need it for cleaning. I have my period, I have this, I have that. No, no, and then you're fighting. Therefore, like I said, you need to understand that both of the things are meant to work together. So the first budget will be about the resources. And at this point, you, the guy, will probably need to, you will have a blast of happiness. Because at this point, you can actually fix everything. And you can go and play with toys. Oh my God, seriously. Women will tell you, we need a water pump. And then you will have a blast trying to figure out, which one is the best water pump and which one is the best thing. And do I need these and the whole connection and all of these things. So you will feel, useful and a lot of things because men love it. You will also need water heaters and things like this. Women will go, yeah, water heater. I just needed to turn it off. I don't care how you do it. So you need a lot of things, and those are resources. Within the resources, you will find that you need, I did like a whole thing. I hope that I'm not forgetting something, but I might be forgetting something. If you want to take a look at the videos about water, you might be able to find out a lot of other stuff that is more specific about this. You will need trollers, the water heater, the labels, the inventory, the containers, the pumps. You will also need electricity somehow, because obviously the water pump needs electricity. And so you might need, a generator or something like that, but that works with the pump and all of these things. So again, you're a guy, you're probably going to figure it out. You will need spare parts. Of course, this goes with the inventory, and this goes with the maintenance and the schedule and all of these things. And that is why it's a budget. Because if you don't have it, then it will destroy all of your money energy. Because you don't have water because the water pump broke, and the water pump costs $200, and you do not have the $200. Why? Well, because you forgot that you need to do maintenance and have the spare parts and all of these things. So at this point, with the spare parts and things like this, the woman might be able to help you out, because she's going to be kind of like, so which one does it break more things? Because, women break a lot of things, and women will be like, yeah, that one will break all the time. So we need to change that one, or yeah. So this one, you can do both. You will also need plumbing properly, because every time that you are in a house, you will have, stuff that breaks in the plumbing. Like the toilet hoses and things like this. So you need all of those spare parts. And you need them to be at your house. And you need to have them inventory labeled and a lot of other stuff, especially if you're working with a woman, because you might have some things, but if the woman doesn't know what what you're looking for by a name or something, then you are overspending money. And this is why you need to proper label things and all of these things, and you need to work together. You will also need filters, and you will also need a lot of things to maintain this sort of system. And so this requires budget. And this one will be done on a monthly basis and in a quarterly basis. And you need both parties to be involved. And you need it to be written. Because if one of you is not there, or for whatever reason, you can't figure out what happened the last time or something like this, you need it written. You need it in writing. Especially if there is like a warranty for the things that you have repaired and the settings of the things and all of that. It's very, very, very important that you have all of that. Then you have timing. As in, you need to separate time for getting water. And this means that you will need to have labor, meaning someone that actually gets the water. At this point, if you are disabled, you might not be able to get the water. If you are a kid, you are not going to be able to get the water, especially huge quantities, because if it is a small kid, how are you going to place this kid to carry, a thing that is 20 liters or 40 liters things? They can't carry it. And even if they could, there is a higher risk for accidents and things like this. And so you need to understand this part, because you need labor for getting water. And you could hire someone, but it's going to cost you more money. And so I'm guessing that if you are watching these type of videos and things like this, you probably are not rich. And probably, you need more planning. And so you need this one. You can't send, an elderly. And also, even if you are a guy, you need to understand that if you are not used to carrying water, there is 1 in 5 chances, 1 in every 5 people, will get injuries in the shoulder, in the rotating shoulder thing, or in the back. And you will get, a lot of accidents like falls and things like this. And so choosing the labor and the time, meaning, let's say that you are handling water on a daily basis, and you need to separate 2 hours daily just for getting water. And that is time. Time in which you cannot be working. You cannot be doing that. You cannot be doing other things. And so this, in a way, is going to cost you money, and it's going to cost you resources, and it's going to cost you family time and other stuff, because this one comes first. Without water, you cannot do anything, so you need to understand this part clearly. I have mentioned this before a lot. You also need time for transportation, as in you go into the source, you getting the water to the point in which you are going to store it, and then from the storage to whatever place you're going to get it. And every single time, you will need stuff like trolleys and, for all I know, safety equipment. There is people that will get, gloves that are non-slippery gloves for your hands and stuff like this. It will depend upon you, and it will depend upon your choosing of the labor. If it is a woman, you might not be able to do it, on a daily basis, especially if you have your period or if you have headaches or things like this. And so you might need smaller containers, which means that you will probably take longer. And all of these things needs to be into consideration because it's a budget. That means that, remember, every time there is a budget, the two of you are fighting. Men or women will be fighting, especially people that do not understand what is going on. So, for example, if you're getting help from, an ex or whatever, they might be thinking that you're doing nothing, when in reality you're spending the whole day trying to get water. And the guy doesn't get it, or your family doesn't get it, or whoever doesn't get it. I have mentioned this before in a lot of videos about the bathrooms. And, you might want to take a look at the bathroom situation, because that one is going to be an issue every single day. And, and I have mentioned this in the water videos. So you need transportation. You also need replacements. Replacements for the containers. So even if you store the water, that water might have issues with contamination and other things. There is people that will even take the devices for the TDC device, which measures how bad or how good the water is. There is people that will get pH things for the water. There is a lot of things that you can do to understand where to replace it, how to replace it, how often to replace it, and what to do with all of these things, and determining the type of water and all of that. So that one, it can be done by male and female, but males will be very good at that, and they will be better than females. The females might be like, we need to do this. But the men are the ones that are actually, better at understanding other processes that are related to these. And, so just letting you know. It's sometimes women suck, sometimes men suck, and it's okay. We're different. There is a reason for that. You will also need money. You will also, obviously, if you're dealing with transportation, all of these things, then you might need, a car. Maybe you can get, a lift with other people. There are people that will hire a truck, and they will go twice a week to get water from a lake or something like this. And that way, you have a timetable, you have like a schedule, and then you can reduce the transportation issue. But still, this also means that you will need money. You will also need fuel for the car or for the truck or for whatever. And then you will need trading. There is also a situation in which if you have fuel, you will trade 1 for 1. 1 liter of gasoline equals 1 liter of water. And it's kind of like that. So you might need to understand trading in terms of food for water. So for example, some people will say, hey, I'm making you lunch, but you gotta give me 10 liters of water. And stuff like this, So you will need to understand this one. This one, it will depend upon men and women, but it will depend upon your own skill. Some people are like, yeah, I can do negotiations. I just can't. And there are other people that can, and so it is a trade-off. And then at this point, you might have water that is not the water that is being offered. Counterfeit water, so to speak. So people are saying that this water is potable, but it is not potable. In fact, it's just white water. And then, you will have issues with this one, so you need to understand that one also. I have mentioned this in the other videos. You also need proper estimates. Now, this one, if you're a man, stop it. Seriously, just no. No. Seriously, like I've mentioned this before, if you are the man and you're doing the estimates, you are stepping into the female territory. Don't. Just don't. I mean, if you are the only one who is doing prepping in your family, that's fine. But if you're doing it, you have to understand that you're very likely doing it wrong. And if you have a woman, she will be certain that you get it. And she might fight you over this. So, no, the estimates really and seriously need to be done by the female. And now at this point, if you have a female that is not a lady, meaning she does not understand entirely her own female energy and things like this, then you will have to step in. And if you have to step in, understand that you're stepping into the female territory. That means that you will become a jerk. Just like that. Seriously, it's like... let's say that you are the woman, and then you want to take a shower, or you want to there is an emergency and you are taking a shower that is 50 minutes instead of a shower that is 10 minutes or something like this. And that is because people are abusing the system and things like this. If it is a man abusing the system, you can handle it because you're a guy, and then you will be like, hey, what the hell, kind of like that. But if you're a woman, then, very likely she's going to be kind of like, you are evil, why are you doing this to me, and things like this. And that is because she's not connected to her own lady side. And if she's not connected to her lady side, then you will have to step in and be a jerk and say stuff like, no shower for you, or stuff like this, because you will have to put your foot down. And if you have to put your foot down, and at this point I can tell you that you will be fighting very, very, very bad. And this will be mostly with kids and teens, girls who are teens, because girls who are teens, they don't get it. And even mothers, they will be fighting you because they will be like, she had a bad day, she had her period, so of course she can take a shower of 50 minutes, and then it will be fighting over this. And so I have other videos explaining you this, and you need to understand that you need a woman that is able to connect to the female side, and she will be like, okay, so today you are your period, so instead of a shower of 10 minutes, you can shower 20 minutes, and we have these, separated in the estimates and things like this. And then the woman will be able to manage this or that. She will be able to handle it. However, if she's not able to handle it because she's not connected to the proper energy of abundance and how this thing is supposed to flow, then you will have to step in, and you will be the bad guy. And I'm sorry about you, because quite frankly, I know it sucks, because the guys have like a brain that says, I have to be nice. And I keep telling my friends, and I keep telling men, no, you don't have to be nice. You want to be kind, which is another story, but if you are nice, then how are you going to cook, or how are you going to do this? And how are you going to rearrange the whole budget? Because you are letting people take showers of 50 minutes or whatever, even though that there is just no water. It's just there isn't. And then you will be overworking, and you will not be able to do what you're supposed to be doing because you are not using your energy, your male energy properly. And so you need to understand how to handle this one. And for this, you need to come up with arrangements. And for all I know, you might even need to write it down. And at this point, if you have a family, you might need to write it down by the rules. That means that you might need to sit down with your family and say, hey, we're doing laundry once a week. If you don't have, the water done that day or whatever, then you gotta wait until next week. And you might need to, make them participant of you, because even if you are the king in your house and you have a queen, you still cannot ignore, the kids that you have, because they also have a say in you, because they are part of your family, and they need to sit down and say, hey, Dad, we cannot do this. We need to play with bubbles. So please, once a week, we need to play with bubbles, and we need to take a bath with bubbles. And, they're kids. And how do you tell them, hey, you're not supposed to play with bubbles because we don't have water? Yeah, I'm sorry. The kid might be like, no, Dad, seriously, and then you will have fightings with him. And so you need the estimates, you need to participate with them, but mostly the estimates seriously need to be done by the females, because it's a part of the home management. Remember, men are supposed to manage the family, not the home. Females are supposed to handle home issues. Because try to imagine you going hunting and then coming back home to do laundry, cleaning, doing this and this and that and this 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 and that and this and this and this and this and this and this and that. All of the things that women do not stop doing. So you just will go, ballistic on everything. So avoid doing that by tapping into your own strength. Now, waters, I have mentioned this before, but I'm going to do like a resume here. You need to understand the seasons of water, as in 2 times a year. For example, in my case, rainy season, dry season. In your case, it is summer season, winter season, autumn, or I forgot the other one, spring. Well, those seasons, because water will be different, and you might not be able to find it in the same place. And for all I know, even it might even change the taste and everything. And so you need to understand this one for how to prepare your house, your plumbing, and everything. Because if you have winter season, the plumbing will be frozen, or the water will be too frozen, and then where are you going to get water? You might need fire. If you need fire, then you need resources. And if you need resources, then you need to rearrange the budget. And this is why, I said in the budget that you need to prepare 4 budgets, which is for each season, and that is done by the females when they are a lady. So, also, very, very, very important, and this one, I have mentioned this before. There are things and places in which you do not want water. And for this, you need resources. Meaning, because if you get water there, you will get fungus, oxidation, or excess water, meaning floods, or you might kill the garden, or you might, you might do a lot of things that go like, no, water, no. And so you might need resources to deal with this one. And like cleaning or products, or the sprays that are like, I think it's called SW, I know it's 40 something. You might need that one, and you might need to put fences and proper plumbing and proper things, and to understand the system, the better will be the man. But to understand where you don't want it and all of these things, including but not limited to condensation and stuff like this, women are the ones that will be handling that one better. Now, you also need to understand the tracking system for the water. Because let's say that the estimate from the woman was we are spending 100 liters per month. But then you ended up spending 140. And so you need to track it. And women will have a sense of what went wrong easier without even having a written up thing. They will know what happens by intuition. They will be like, yeah, maybe it's this or that, or maybe there is something like this. Men will go better in terms of checking each leak that you can possibly have in your house and things like this. So you need to do this properly, because every time that you have, estimates that are wrong, your budget needs to be adjusted. And not only that, but it also needs, without saying that if you have 100 and then you need 140, you will be fighting. And it's neither of your fault. It's just that, we are women, but we're not God, okay? We can make mistakes, and therefore, you need to understand the proper consumption. Women will be better at this, and that's why we do it. But even if we do it, we still might not get the exact right amount. So for this, it's better to have something that either goes like measuring or writing or something like this, and maybe the two of you can work together this one. For also doing that, you need a flow chart. Now, if you need a flow chart for the water inside your house and the water, for this, then you need the woman to tell you where she needs the water, and then the man can fix it. Meaning, honey, I need water in the sink. Okay, so the man is the one that says, okay, you need water here. So how do we get it? Do we get a new container? Do we get this? Do we get that? Do we get this? Do we get that? So women will be like, here and how much? And women are the ones that will lead by that, by saying what do they desire. And then the man will go, okay, here is how I'm going to fix it. And at this point, you need very good communication. And you might need to understand that, if you're a woman, leave your guy alone. Seriously, because you as a woman will be like, oh my God, but I don't want it in that color and stuff like this. Yes, so if you are going to be specific, then try telling the guy what to avoid. Because, it's not like you're going to have a bathroom that is completely white or something like this. And then you will have something that is made out of all kinds of colors and stuff. Oh my God, seriously. I don't care if it works. The 9 out of 10 women will go, I don't care if it works. If it's not pretty, then it's not done. So, you might need to do this one by restricting the guy in terms of objectives. Meaning, tell him exactly, honey, I need this, but try to make it into this range of colors or this size or something like this. Because if you don't tell him, some of these details, the guy will go with whatever works, and that doesn't, it's not good for the harmony of the whole thing. So you need a flow chart. Make sure that you get it. By the way, every time that you do this, the tracking, the flow chart, and everything like that, get it in writing. Seriously, because you might have said to the guy, don't do this or this or that, but you forget that he's a guy. So he's not going to remember the 40 things that you told him. It's just not happening. Seriously. He's not a woman, okay? He can only handle 1 or 2 things. So if you want more than that, you need to write it down and say to the guy, hey, the bathroom number 1, the one that is white, you are not allowed to do anything other than white or maybe gray color. That's it. That you're not allowed to do anything other than that in this bathroom. But in the other bathroom, you're not allowed to do that. In the other bathroom, because, you might have 3 or 4 bathrooms or kitchen or whatever. And so the guy will go, he might become a jerk to you because he just can't handle it like that, okay? Remember, he's a guy. He's supposed to fix one thing at a time. And he's supposed to be very good at it, and you gotta let him do it. You cannot tell him 40 things for each thing that you're trying to make. He's not you, okay? So get it in writing. And make sure that you write something, he writes something, because whatever you're writing, you can just give him your copy. Because he's not going to read 40 things of your thing. He needs to write it down by himself. And then you exchange. So he writes it and then you go, oh, you wrote it wrong, honey. It's not this bathroom, it's the other one. Oh, okay. Then, fix it. Because the guy will write 1 of 2 things. You will write like 40. So, just letting you know. He has to do his own writing. You have to do your own writing. And then you can compare. Now, the last part is about the origin. So, you need to remember where are you going to get the water. The transportation part is extremely important. And then the separation part of the water. This is where you might think that this water is potable, but it is not. You might think this water is gray, but it is black. You might think that this water is black, but it's actually gray, and things like this. So you need a process of separation, properly labeling, and you need to do this by the type and the use of the water. And then you need to store it. And finally, after you store it, then you use it directly or you recollect it. And so you need like a cycle thing, and for this, men are very good at this. With this flow chart, they are very good. But all of the details of like 40 things here, 40 things here, 40 things here, 40 things here, you need the woman. And so, the storage, for example, it cannot be done in a lot of containers. It needs to be in a container that is this color, this size, this type of material, and this and this and that. And, men will be like, just put it in that. No, no, seriously, no. And, so you need like a lot of details for each one. And so this is where, you might need the woman. So wherever you need a lot of details, and whoever is actually using it, that will be the female mostly. And if you have to work on the system or fix it somehow, then try asking the guy. Okay? So I hope that this was helpful somehow. And I'll see you again soon.